here's where I really have a huge appreciation for Android, is when it comes to the cell phone market. Now, I'm an iPhone user. For those of you who know me, you know I love my iPhone. Never leave home without it. But the iPhone is not cheap. The iPhone does not have cheap plans.
That is true.
The iPhone is not available on cheap networks, right? So, and it's not that I think the Android is cheap or whatever, but it is more widely available. So you go to Verizon and AT&T and Sprint, you can get an iPhone. Cheapest iPhone you can get is $200, unless you get a previous model. And for the most part, your bill is probably going to be close to $100 a month or more. Yeah? With Android, you can get it on any service, any of the 4 major services, any of the not 4 major services, right? Everybody has Android apps and phones available. And that is, I think, what makes it such a huge thing for us, because it is something that's available everywhere. It doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg to have it, right? Or an arm and a leg to keep paying for it every month. So you don't have to take out a second mortgage to be able to pay for this phone. And this is the Galaxy Nexus, which is kind of, I'd say I think it was released maybe the beginning of 2012. So, you know, 6 or 7 models of phone have come since. You know, with cell phones, except for the iPhone, there's always movement. So the Galaxy series has since the Nexus has seen the S2, the S3, and I think now the latest version is the Note 2, right? Which is a little bit bigger. But these are all like subsequent iterations of the Galaxy cell phone. And they're all really good, and they all have their plus, you know, their ups and their downs, but they're usable, very good phones. So I'm going to just demonstrate dialing a number. I'm going to demonstrate playing some music and some other really cool things that I found on the web on the App Store for free. I'll show you a couple of apps that we saw.
6:51 p.m. ringer 100%.
So again, similar. The voice is similar. The accessibility feature is similar.
Oh, 6:51 to December 18th and a T.
Let me say a couple of things about activating the accessibility. So when we first got the Nexus 7, I read an article and it said you can take the Nexus 7 out and you can activate the accessibility all by yourself. All you have to do is hold 2 fingers onto the screen after you've powered it up and wait for it to start talking. Well, so there I am with my blind boss and my visually impaired colleague, and the 3 of us are sitting there scratching our heads. Why isn't this talking? My finger's been on the thing for 20 minutes now. Why isn't it talking? And then at some point it starts talking, and then it says cancel and stops talking. So it's what's the word? Wonky. Funky, wonky, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't always act consistently. But once we actually, 45 minutes later, it actually started working, and I was practically in tears, so I was so thrilled. And Lisa was like, thank God, get away from my desk. So we finally got it to work. So with the tablet, how you do it is you take 2 fingers, space them a little bit apart after the device has been turned on, and you hold them on the screen, and then at some point you will hopefully hear accessibility running or something like that. With your phone, once you purchase it, or the first time you're activating it or turning it on, what you do is you trace your finger in a clockwise direction along the edges of the phone. So you're going to go from top left to the top right, from top right to the bottom right to the bottom left, and bottom left to the top left. Does that make sense? So you're closing a 4-line circuit, like a rectangle. And that should, hopefully, start the accessibility. Does it always? No. So sometimes you might have to repeat it multiple times. The difference between, again, using iOS and these devices, With iOS devices, you can click the home key 3 times, it turns VoiceOver on, you're good to go. If VoiceOver goes off at any time, you can connect your iPhone or iPad or whatever to your computer, turn on iTunes, and go and manage your accessibility settings through iTunes, right? So you have options. With the Android system, there is no supporting software on your computer. So everything that happens on the device. So you can't connect it to anything, so you don't have these backups in place, which is kind of frustrating at times. So while it does work, there are those things to consider as well. I'm going to turn it on now and just make a quick phone call.
6:54 p.m. Slide right for unlock. Slide home screen 3.
Now, you may have heard vibrations as I was touching the phone.
Camera apps.
Okay, this is a feature that is included with Android, a lot of Android telephones, and a lot of non-Android telephones, but not the iPhone, and it's called haptic feedback. It's also what they refer to as the Kickback app, right? And what it does is it gives you, haptic feedback is vibrational feedback that tells you you're either touching a control or you're touching something significant. In addition to getting the announcement, in addition to getting other audio cues, you're getting the physical vibrational cues. So you're getting 3 types of feedback from your phone simultaneously. So at some point, one or all of these will start to make sense, you know? So I'm gonna...
YouTube, 1850, phone.
So that's phone, I'm gonna double tap.
Phone, edit box, 64.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna dial my number downstairs.
2 button, 6 button, 6, 4 button, dash, 6 button,
Oops.
pound button, dial button, edit box,
Sorry,
646 to 4, backspace button, dash deleted,
Okay, good.
3 button, dash, 1 button, 1, 2 button, 2, 1 button, 1, 4 button, 4, 2 button, 2, 2,
And then I'm gonna find the dial button,
dial button,
and hopefully
call active, call
it'll work.
active.
Your airtime will soon expire.
Uh-huh.
Please refill your account.
Okay.
To add money to your account now using a prepaid card, press 1. To add money to your account now using a credit card, debit card, or electronic check, press 2. To skip this option, press pound.
If I could find pound.
Home,
Nope, I can't find the pound.
home,
Well,
back,
You have not entered a choice.
home, recent
To add money to
where?
your account now using a prepaid card.
phone
okay.
work, phone, edit
Alright.
box, 5 button,
Stupid thing. You can tell this is not my primary phone. That gets paid every month. Thank you very much.
dial button,
Okay, so I'm gonna, so
home,
you get an idea, right? That's how you dial a number.
home,
gonna go
home
back.
screen 3,
Right. Again, I have Audible on here. I have everything a lot of the apps that you saw on my Nexus 7 on the tablet are also on here. So I have my Audible app here. So if I ever want to, I don't have to carry the tablet. I can carry just this device. Again, this makes sense. If I'm blind and I can't see what's on my tablet, why would I buy a tablet? Yeah? Like, I can have all the same features on my phone. So I can have the audio stuff on my phone and do all these things on the phone. So that's something also to consider when looking at purchasing a device.
messaging, folder, search, apps,
Let's
home,
look at what we have on
show
here.
barcode scanner, double tap to add Audible,
Yeah, barcode scanner does not work, sorry.
barcode, blend bargains, browser, calculator, calendar, camera, Chrome,
Chrome works,
clock,
clock works.
color ID, Darwin Wallet,
Color ID is awful. I was wearing black jeans, I held the thing up to my black jeans, it said pale green. Okay. So, but this app is another app that I downloaded called Darwin Wallet. It's a free app that's available on the device, and it's a money reader.
Landscape.
Okay.
Darwin wallet. Loading.
And I'm going to take out, did you hear the cash register ding? So I'm going to take out some money and hopefully this thing will work. Not make me look
Does it
bad.
tell you about change
No,
on the bill?
paper money.
$10.
There we go. Okay, and this is a free app as opposed to the $10 app that's available for the iPhone. Sometimes it doesn't act so friendly. Like earlier, it wouldn't tell me what this bill was, but hopefully it will this time. Nope, see, there you go.
Focusing. $5.
There we go.
$5.
You don't understand, before I was pressing and tapping and pressing and focusing, and I'm like, oh my goodness. The cool thing about this is supposedly it reads euros, supposedly it reads British pounds. Although we did try it with both earlier because we actually had visitors from Ireland in the audience, and they tried to, they gave me a pound note and a euro, and it didn't read either. So I was a little frustrated with that, and like, stupid free app.
You get what you pay for.
You know, it's kind of true.
That's Darwin what? What was it
Oh.
called?
Darwin wallet. Mm-hmm.
Maybe you have to
Oh.
put it in
Portrait.
the language. or-
Messaging.
I'm sorry, Connie, what?
Maybe you have to put it in the language of what you're looking at.
Maybe. I didn't even think to check to see if there's any on-screen settings. Maybe I'll check that out later. Thank you.
Apps.
Look at that, see?
Oh.
And then she tells me
Showing
she
item
doesn't
3
know
of 5.
anything.
Darwin wallet.
All right.
E-radio.
All right, Connie.
Downloads. Dropbox. Earth. Email. Epistle.
Oh, Dropbox? Yes, there's an accessible Dropbox app, so you can put any documents into Dropbox and view them on here. Similarly, there's a text editor that I use called Epistle, that if you want, you can use and create a text document. It puts it right into your Dropbox, and then you can access it at whatever computer you have a Dropbox folder.
Gallery.
But
Gmail.
there's something I
Google.
wanted to show you guys.
Apps. Calendar. Apps. Google Plus.
This is for my low vision crew.
Messenger. Messaging. Maps. Magnify.
Magnify.
Magnify. Image
Built?
78.
Built into my, not built in, this is another free app that I found, creates my phone as a portable video magnifier. So I can hold this wholly over my bill. Can everybody see that?
Yeah.
You see how if I get closer and if I get further away, you get to see more of it? And it acts as a handheld magnifier. So
Yeah.
for free,
Okay.
bring it.
What's the name of that app?
It's just called Magnify.
Okay.
Yeah. And I
Yeah,
really,
but I don't know how to work it.
Home screen 3.
and I really like I said, a lot of the stuff that I found online was available for free. Even earlier, we were broadcasting this presentation we were streaming it online at a website called Ustream, and this there's an accessible Ustream app on my phone, so I was able to actually watch myself giving the presentation for a couple of seconds, which was kind of scary.
Recent apps. Apps. Home. Darwin wallet. Double tap
Do you
to
think,
activate.
Sherry, do you
Double
think that
tap
that's
and hold to
online?
one click.
It should be, yeah.
Maybe we
It should
can-
be because it's
Apple
recorded.
Google Plus.
I don't know.
App Stream.
I don't
Double
know if I
tap
wanna-
29 radio. Top.
It would be interesting to see.
29 radio.
Let's just do this one last
29
thing. and
radio.
then I'll-
Search button.
Another thing
Showing
is
items
called-
1 to 8 of 11.
All right, shush. TuneIn Radio, some of you may have heard about. You can listen to local radio stations on your device.
Recommended. Trending. Recents. Local radio.
Local radio.
88.3,
What is it called? What radio?
89.15
Tune
WFDU
in.
Gospel, the
Tune
voice
in
of
radio.
Fairleigh
Yeah.
Dickinson, 89.9H, Trenton, 91.1, 92.3, Pipe, 92.3, now top 40 pop hit music
Oh,
now.
it's to 92.3.
29 radio, search button, 29 radio.
You're listening to the world's radio on TuneIn.
And here comes the actual live broadcast, hopefully.
Yeah.
Could you try 88.3?
Music volume 90%.
Which one?
88.3.
Yes, I'll do that next.
Darren 4H, 56, Kiss 105.3 Gainesville, recent apps. KISS1 web content, net slash web content, ad spike, KISS1 stop button.
Okay, good.
29 radio, 90.7 HD
Which
255
one, Connie?
UP Music AM
88.3.
89.95 W 87.5 89.15 88.3 HD 25 WBGO 29 radio. Showing items, search button.
Buffering.
It is a jazz.
89.15 W
Okay.
88.3 HD 25 W 29 radio.
There we go.
Web content.
I think maybe it's gonna work now.
Web content, net ad spike, WB play button.
There we go. Oh, maybe not.
Web content.
You know, Connie,
Okay.
WBGO web
did you
content.
intend to make me look bad tonight? I think you did.
Net
Uh-huh.
ad spike, W play button.
Does it matter because it's at the end of the dial?
29 radio.
I have trouble
Search
filling
button.
that in even on a regular
You have a
radio.
couple of stations a little
87.5,
further at the end of the
88.35 Jazz
No, I
88
just want
FM
to
Jazz
listen to it one more.
29
I'm gonna
radio.
try it. Now I'm on a mission to get it to work.
Web
So.
content.
There it
Net
is.
slash SIPGOD slash image.
The jazz station.
Yes.
There we go. Sounds like a toy's winding down.
Jazz 88 FM the stop button.
Oops.
Jazz 88 stop button.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, so it works, and it's really like, yes, again, it might take a little finagling, it might take a little,
Patience.
going back, definitely some patience, but it definitely works as well. So it's a really cool.
Oh,
Is that a free app?
oh.
Yeah,
home
TuneIn
screen
Radio
free.
is free, and another cool
Music
thing about it
volume
is.
set to 80%.
Shush. You can also, not only can you listen to local radio stations, but you can listen to radio stations from different parts of the country. And there's other apps that allow you to listen to radio stations from all parts of the world. So like, for example, I have, not on this device, but on another device that I use, I have radio stations from Greece, and I listen to them every once in a while, like live, and they're really cool. It's really cool to kind of be able
What's
to
the
do
name of
that.
that
Oh, that's
app?
free?
Now she's making me work.
What's the name of that app?
The one that I just showed?
The radio.
Tune in.
I don't know
Tune
if I
in
have
radio.
that.
Like,
I would have to check.
and I'm gonna show you how. I'm gonna just look for the international one on my iPhone real quick,
Slide to unlock.
just because.
Missed clock photos. Page 3 of music folder.
Look, you see, I don't even now. Now I'm so confused. I'm doing Android hand gestures on my iPhone.
iLink radio. iHeart radio. High note. Radio.
High Note.
High note. Radio. TuneIn radio.
Yeah, it's called High Note.
High
think.
note.
Yeah.
iHeart radio. iLink Illinicus. Shazam. SoundHound. Sound Pandora.
No, maybe it is Tune In.
TuneIn radio.
Wait, hold up, everybody.
Page 2 of 3. Speaker high. Page
You're
options.
listening to
Button.
the World's Radio on TuneIn.
Let's
For
see.
this hour, I'm giving away 4 tickets to the Pit Zoo Aquarium.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
AT&T Net back. Button. Trending. Recents. Local radio. Now. Play. Car mode. Net local recent. Trending. Recommended music. Sports. News. Talk. By location. By language.
Yep. So
Podcasts.
by location, by language.
Ferglas LGH2D.
It has podcasts, favorites.
Favorites. Favorites.
Well, let's see what I have under
Tab.
my favorites.
Tune in. Heading. Radio Sphere 96.8.
This is Greek.
Back. Button.
Hopefully it'll play.
Skip forward. Dim.
And that's the high note?
I'm going to tune in.
Yeah, this is. No, this is actually TuneIn as well.
Oh, okay.
So it's just another channel under TuneIn.
Play. Button.
For play.
Play.
There we go.
Pause. Button.
Okay.
This is Greek.
I like Greek.
Yeah, Greek is nice. Let's see. Is there any? Sherry, I almost forgot again.
Oh, you're gonna do the comparison between Genie and Siri?
Well, not the comparison, but I'm just gonna show Genie.
We have to
So-
do the comparison.
All right, we'll do the comparison.
29 radio.
So,
9, Pandora.
there's also an app
Ringtone
called,
volume set 929 radio. D radio. Phone. 29 messaging. Folder. Google Cam messaging. Apps. Home.
and then after
Showing
this
item
I'll
3
take
of
any and
5.
all questions, but I must show you this app.
Apps. Darwin Wallet. App Genie.
Genie.
Hi, Genie. Image 71. Image 32. Image 71.
Hi, Genie.
Hi there, Master.
What's my name?
I believe you are Gus.
How are you feeling today?
I am fine. 76% energy left in my battery.
Do you like your job?
Yes, I have a passion for my work.
Can you tell me the current population in New York City?
Which borough?
New York City.
Which borough?
I don't like it when you get things wrong.
What is not to like about things?
What is the population of New York City?
New York City's population is 8,391,881 as of the 2009 census estimates. The 2010 census estimate for New York City is 8,175,133. However, city officials are claiming that there has been an undercount and that New York City's population is actually around 8.4 million. It seems extremely unlikely that New York City has seen a decrease in population, so the 2009 census estimate is perhaps still the best one to quote. Answers.com.
Why didn't you give me the same answer as before? Earlier she said because New
I
Yorkers
have
were
no idea who
lazy.
your personality might be.
She said New Yorkers were lazy. That's why the census counts were down and wrong.
They were lazy.
I like
didn't
you.
bother.
No.
You are quite welcome.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You are quite welcome.
Goodbye.
Okay, home.
And she just closed. So she's great about stupid little trivia and interactions like that. Not so great about like, hey, dial my number. So she's a nice assistant. She does a little like some fun things and things like that. And I actually, you can see that, you know, I practiced that New York thing, but I can pretty much ask her anything, and she'll probably go on to ask.com and try to find it. So do you guys want to give me a question to test her with? Crickets. Yes, no, maybe? No? Okay.
Can you ask her somebody's name in the audience?
No.
You can do that.
No, I wouldn't know that.
Who's the current heavyweight world champion in boxing?
Ooh.
There you go.
Playbooks, Playmat, recent apps. Four recent 29 radio. Magnify. 29 radio. Magnify. Darwin. 29 radio. Magnify.
Where is it?
29 radio. Genie.
There you go.
Home.
With a G or J?
Jennie, like the character.
Oh, is it Jay?
Magnify. News and weather. News
What
and
else
weather.
is she not good
Hulu
at?
Plus.
She doesn't really,
Messenger.
like, she does a lot of the trivia stuff, but I wouldn't count on her to schedule appointments or send text messages. Like, anything, like the difference between Genie and Siri, Siri is good at the productivity stuff. I have no doubt of Siri setting my calendar appointments or setting a timer or setting an alarm or anything like that when I use her to do it. With Genie, I would be very, very concerned, let's put it that way. Let me try to find this and then I'll ask Sherry's question and then we'll move on. Come on now.
Recent apps. Home. Home screen app. Home. Recent apps. Home. Messaging. Camera. Apps. Home.
What's ice cream sandwich?
Messenger.
Ice Cream Sandwich is the previous version of the Android operating system.
Oh, okay, it's before Jelly
Apps,
Bean. Okay.
YouTube.
Mhm.
Double tap
It's
to
alphabetical,
activate.
so the
Double
next
tap and
one-
hold to long click.
The next full version will,
Okay.
will be named with a K, so God knows it'll probably be like Kiwi or something.
Kisses.
Voice search.
It's something sweet, something, because it's usually something sugary.
Hershey's Kisses.
Sugary, right.
Hershey's Kisses.
YouTube.
Kiwi pie.
Kiwi.
Upstream. Voice dialer.
What am I looking for?
Upstream. Apps, messenger.
Oh, right,
Messaging. Genie.
Genie.
Hi Gus, nice to see you. Genie. Home. Local.
What am I asking him? again?
Messenger.
Who's the
Met
world
Genie.
heavyweight boxing champ?
Hello Gus. How do you feel? Genie. Image 3.
Who is the current heavyweight champion in boxing?
What is not to like about boxing?
Who is the current heavyweight champion? I hate you.
There is no true heavyweight champion since the introduction of new championship belts. WBA, WBC, IBF, etc., etc. The only way to tell if there is a true champion would be for a boxer to win all of the current belts, but as there are so many, there is a slim chance of that happening. There are the best pound-for-pound fighters. These fighters can range from all divisions, for example, bantamweight and flyweight all the way to heavyweight, although these fighters are usually in the middleweight
Wow.
division. Back to the question, like I said, there would be no true champion unless a single heavyweight fighter collects all of the current belts. The WBC and WBA are considered the most prestigious of all the
She's a
belts. The
smarty
current
pants.
holders of these belts are named who is the current WBA heavyweight champion. Image 3.
She really is. She's a smarty pants.
Ask her how far Boston is from New
Do you
York.
ever go and back that?
How far Boston?
How far is Boston from New York City?
Approximately 190 miles. From Manhattan to Boston, it is about 215 miles. Answers.com.
Nice. Sometimes you're pretty great.
Yes, I am very beautiful.
All right. So only my digital assistant would have an attitude like that. So I mean, you kind of get an idea of how Jelly Bean works, how Android accessibility works, things of that nature. One last thing is the Jelly Bean 4.2, which I do have on my tablet but not on my phone,
29 radio.
does have also a
2,
magnification
December 18th
feature.
and a T. 716 to December
So I'm
18th
gonna
and
just
a T.
put, shush.
Slide area.
I'm gonna put it on, and then we'll just kind of end.
Home screen 3. Double tap to play my home screen 3. Double tap to select. Back. Double tap to select.
Hold on one second.
Home. Play my library apps.
Okay.
Apps.
All right, so I'm gonna,
Hulu Plus.
do you see how it got bigger?
Yes.
Okay,
Getting it
so
larger?
you can increase the magnification, but I am not very well versed in the use of magnification because I'm not a low vision user. But I just wanted to show that this is a new feature that was added. So 4.1, which was the previous version of Jelly Bean, which is it's the same version technically, but it's a different like light upgrade of that version. So the 4.1 version of Jelly Bean did not have this feature. 4.2 version does. And like I said, my phone, the Galaxy Nexus, will not seemingly go above 4.1, whereas the tablet will increase. So I have a feeling that the tablets have more capacity for higher versions of the operating system, whereas the phones are probably created to be limited. Which kind of makes sense because the tablets probably have a longer shelf life, right, than the phones do. Because the phones, you know, like I said, the Galaxy Nexus was released earlier this year, probably like January or February, and there's been at least 2 or 3 versions of the Galaxy, the Samsung Galaxy series since then. So the upgrade cycle is much faster for cell phones, so it makes a little more sense that they wouldn't necessarily upgrade to the latest operating system, which kind of sucks for us.